Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll continue from where we stopped. We're going to texture the water can and put a label with that, and then I'm going to teach you how to UV unwrap in Blender. And unwrapping is an essential skill for texturing 3D models properly. If you've ever applied texture and it looked stretched or weird, UV unwrapping is a solution. Stick around to learn everything from automatic to manual unwrapping, plus some tips to make your texturing looks great. So let's dive into Blender, okay? So for the label, right, I could literally come here and select this and Shift D, P, separate by selection to have this. But because of we've already done all these, indentation, I could take it out like this, Ctrl X, right? So I have this, and I could go here and turn off the crease for everything, and yeah, that's it. So it's just about, doing this over and over and over again. That works, that's fine, no problem. But I want to teach you another method, okay? So to do that, all I have to do is add in a plane, okay? And I'll scale it down, rotating the x-axis, okay? Still scale it down more. Yep, sorry, can't find it. Let's scale it down more. Yeah, I think this is fine. Yeah, so once again, whenever you make a scale in the object mode, always apply your scale. Once this value is not 111, then there's something terrible going to happen to your work. Not all the time, but always apply your scale whenever you scale in object mode, okay? So to do that, shortcut is Ctrl A and you click on apply. Let's move this a little bit here, and then let's add in the simple deform modifier. I just want to teach you this. If not, you can use the other method, your choice, okay? Switch to bend. Let's give it an angle of 360. And you can see nothing is happening even when we've increased the bend to 360. And to do that, you can come to edit mode and Ctrl E, subdivide a couple of times. Yeah, I think this is okay, but still no bend even when I change the axis. Can you see? So how do we go about it? Simple. Adding an empty. Any empty of your choice works. Click on the label, let's name it well. Okay, and now under the origin, let's tag in. So you see, if I use X, this is what we're gonna do. If I use Y, this is what we're gonna do, and Z is the right one. So with this, that's fine. Right click, shade smoke. Okay. So next thing is how to make it fit into the bottle. You can select the empty and move it around, it's going to fit it in, or you could select the label itself and move it around, but see, it's going to move that. So let's just use the empty and let's drag it in a bit. I think this is fine. Let's check the photographic wireframe. Yep. Now let's move it in the Y a little bit around it. Trying to match everything to be perfect. Okay, so this is fine. So next thing, you can see at the back that we're having this old edge loop and edges here, right? There are the ones you are seeing here, they are not joined together. So how do we do it? Simple. Let's add another modifier, generate and weld. So you see, weld modifier will weld the two edges together at the back. Okay, so with that, I think we like what we see, and let's apply our modifier. Okay, Cool. Or you can see this in overlap. Simple, go to edit mode, select everything, S and Shift Z. Let's scale it to somewhere around here. Yep, okay, cool. So let's add in the subsolve. Let's see what's gonna happen to make it more smooth. Well, now it's too in. Go to edit mode, turn on cage, and let's scale out around here. Okay, you can see that I didn't evenly arrange my stuff, so I have to manually do it. So I just move in the y-axis a bit. So let's see. Beautiful, beautiful. We have our label done and everything looks fine. Time for the texturing. Let's move in. Let's switch our layouts to the shading layout. Okay. Let's zoom in. Oh, Blender is lagging again. Every time I switch to the shading layer, it does this. Okay, cool. So I was already working on the materials. So you can delete the empty, we no longer need it. For the water bottle, let's just start again from our fridge. Let's take out all old materials. Okay, cool. So select the water bottle, come to my material menu, and I'll select new. Let's name it bottle, B-O-T-T-L-E. Okay, cool. Select the principal BSDF, and then let's turn transmission weights to be 1 to have this, and the IOR, which means index of refraction for plastic. You can always Google what is the index of refraction for a particular object that you want to do, for water, for glass, for germs, for diamond, and all that stuff. So I know mine is about 1.43, depends, right? And then I'll reduce my roughness a tad. There are so many stuff we can do about this. We can add scratches and all that stuff, but this is fine. Let me switch my rendering engine to cycles. Okay, cool. And let me switch to render view. Okay, this works fine. Oh, the reason you can see this is because of I already have an HDRI that adds to my scene automatically, and to do that you can come here, come to Word, and this is the HDRI I'm using. You can always get more HDRI from Poly even, right? Poly even. Yep, so you see HDRIs. So you can come here and download more beautiful HDRIs of your choice. Okay, cool. So let's proceed back to objects. I didn't put any water inside and all that stuff. If you want to, you can always do that. Let's give the cover let's give it material. I think blue is fine. Okay, and then for the label, yeah, so this is where we are going to do the UV unwrapping. So to do that, select the label. UV unwrapping is it's a great technique. Okay, I can still see I'm having overlap, so I just want to fix that just a bit. Okay, now that's too small. Okay, I think it's in the X. You know what? I'll just scale it out a bit. Yeah, let's see. Voila. Okay, cool. So UV unwrapping, it's a very beautiful technique that you would want to use mostly when you want to texture. So before you can UV, you need to understand that you need to think of UV unwrapping like peeling an orange and laying the orange skin flat, right? It's how we turn a 3D surface into a 2D texture space, right? So we're trying to turn our 3D mesh to be flat, right? We're trying to make it flat, just the way I have let me explain again. This plane I have RX90. Okay, so this is 2D, like you can place a texture flat on this, right? Because it's not deformed, it's not turning 360 or whatever the case may be. But by the time where I have subdivide, by the time when I have, let's see, the form, or is it simple deform? Oh, I have to bring in the empty again. Sorry guys, I'm trying to explain. Let's turn it to bend and let's tag our empty. Okay, so this fine. And let's go complete 360. Okay, cool. So yeah. Okay. So by the time I have this as a mesh, right? So now this is already a 3D mesh, okay guys? So sorry, excuse me. Okay. So this is a 3D mesh now. I cannot put this 3D, I cannot put a texture that is flat into a 3D object. I don't know if I'm making sense, okay? So the act of turning this 3D to a 2D like this is what we call UV unwrapping, okay? So for me to do that, all I have to do is select this and I'll just go back, right? Select this and right click and I'll say Control E and I'll say maxing, okay? Are you seeing? I'll just cut a seam. So a seam is like telling Blender where to cut, okay? The seam is like telling Blender where to cut so that our mesh is going to open flat. From the example I showed you here, from this one, right? This is like a basic stuff, right? There are so many advanced stuff. So from the example I showed you here, 360, right? This is just simply just put in something here and a seam here, and automatically to just cut open one with UV unwrap. Okay, that's one, that's it. That's like the manual method of doing it. Another method of UV unwrapping, it's smart UV project. So let's just go to the UV editing workspace. Okay, zoom in. This is like this UV seam you are seeing here is the automatic UV that comes with your object. Okay, so this is UV workspace. So the smart UV project. Okay, smart UV project is simple. Select everything. Okay, press U and smart UV unwrap. This pop-up menu is going to show up, and then the default works fine. You can do this. Yeah, this is what smart UV does. Okay, so let's explain more with more complex objects. Okay, let's have this UV sphere, for example. When you bring in a new mesh object into your scene, automatically Blender has UV for you, but this UV sometimes can be fine, other times is stretch. You want to know if it's stretch? Click here. No, not you. Where is it? Okay, sorry. Yeah, you must be in edit mode to access this menu. Yeah, this is it. So you see, the perfect dark blue are the correct coordinates. Let's turn to, or not you. So see UV mapping. Okay, I've not added a texture, but just to explain for you, the perfect blue is the correct angles. Why the one, as you can see, as it's moving up or down, the blue color is changing as it moves. Okay, so for us to visualize that, let's create a new texture. Let's call it grid. This is fine. Under color, yeah, that's black is fine, but then let's change our generated type to UV grid and new image. So we have this. Can you see this? So let's go to texture preview. Come on, where is that? Is this here? Okay, solid. Oh, that's because I've not added the texture to the object. So I need to create a new material. here it is, but we are having this. You can see it properly wrapped around our object, but because of the image size is very big and our UVs is just small, let me show you. If I go to edit mode, you see, can you see? Okay, so how do I fix this? Simple. While my UVs are selected, I can just scale in the axis. Let me properly check so that it's not going outside. Here you go, beautiful. So here you have it. And another thing to do now, let's render. So we've applied our texture and we troubleshoot when the image was not fitting according to our UVs, and then let's render. Okay, to do the rendering, let's delete an video, example delete. Okay, cool. I'll add in a plane. This is big, that's fine. Go to edit mode, add selection mode, and I'll just extrude the z-axis and Ctrl B around. Yes, fine. Let's click shade smooth. This is my backdrop, so you can name it BSCKDROP backdrop. Okay. So next is, let me see how it looks. Okay, lovely. So next is to add in our cameras. Okay, so I'll switch to my rendered view. So the reason that there is a sort of lighting on my scene is because of let me show you. It's because of the HDRI I added. Okay, the HDRI. If I turn it off, I'm going to have this. Turn it back on. Voila. So that's that. So next thing to do is to just let's add in a little bit of light. Let me reduce the strength of my HDRI to like 0.7. Okay, so let's add in lights. Area lamp. Okay, let's do this. I'll go to my light property settings, and because if I have various plugins enabled, let me disable them. Let's see, photographer. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it should look like yours, right? Okay, cool. So this is what I have. Too big. Let me reduce the strength to, let's say, 0.5, and rather the size to 0.5, and let's give it slight something bluish, right? Okay, cool. Another, let's add in another area lamp. Okay. Let's take some here. The bigger it gets, the more diffuse it is. Let's add in something subtle yellow, and let's give it a strength of I don't know, I'm just messing around. This is not a lighting tutorial, but now let's render. But I have to bring in my camera, and while I'm somewhere around here, I have to snap Control 0. Okay, snap my camera to view with Control 0, and yeah. So now I can let's give it a focal length of like 90. Okay, so now I have to bring my camera out a bit. Oh, and I want it to be more of portrait. Where do I do it? I'll come to here and I'll switch. Okay, yeah. Let's give it nah, not you. Okay, I think 720 fine by, let's say, 1080. Let's do 1080 by 1080. save my image wherever I want it saved. And yeah, so remember all these render settings I did. If your laptop is not strong enough, please, you can use 5 samples and you can, the noise will help you clean your work and all that. Thank you very much for sticking to the end. Like the video, share, and comments if you have any questions to ask. Thank you. Peace out.